Hello, this is Jude, the dude, the math guy. So basically, I'm going to show you guys how to take derivative using the definition of a derivative or the limit definition of it. So if we look at the leftmost side of the screen, we have this function called f of x equals 2x. And we want to find the derivative, or f prime of x. So before we get to that, I want you guys to know how the graph looks like and understand what slope means before we start doing anything. So let's zoom in. So we have that function f of x equals 2f of x. So this is how it looks like. Basically, we're going to pick the point where x is equal to 1. If we look at it, basically our x increases 1 time and our y increases 2 times for every change in x. So for every increment, so that's what's going to happen. So using the slope definition, we know the slope means change in x over change in y. So basically f of x plus h minus f of x over h. H is basically our change in x. And so our starting point, like we said, or like I said, is x is equal to 1. So right here, so we plug in f at 1, right? And then we got to figure out what's our h and their change in x. So we go from 1 to 2. So we are only increasing by 1. That's why we put the 1 right here. We're only increasing our x by 1, or changing by 1. So it's like f of 1 plus 1, which is f of 2, right? And then minus our initial point, which is that x equals 1. So minus f of 1. So we get f of 2 minus f of 1. And then a change in x, remember, was just that 1. So we need to plug this into the function. So remember, the function is 2 of x. So 2 times 2 minus 2 to the 1 over 1, we get 2. This is basically the slope, the change with respect to x and y. So we'll find out that's the same as taking the derivative, but we're going to use a different method. We're going to use a limit definition of how to take a derivative. So if we look at the left side over here, the definition of a derivative is f prime of x as the limit of h approaches 0, which is f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So here's the original function. You guys are probably wondering what f of x plus h is. So basically, it's originally the function, but each time you see x, you plug in x plus h. So right here, it's 2x, right? And then we plug in x plus h minus f of x over h. Ooh, sorry, I meant the original function. F of x is just the original function. So right here, what we need to do is basically we need to distribute the x, or the 2. We need to distribute the 2. So you get 2x plus 2h minus 2x. A lot of this stuff is pretty easy in terms of like steps. It's just doing the algebra is what freaks people out. So we know we can get rid of the 2x. And from there, we get 2h over h. And so from that, we get 2. What does this mean? That means f prime of x is equal to 2. So derivative is essentially the same as the slope, or a better way to think about it, it's the change of something with respect to another thing. So like with the slope, it's the change of x with respect to y. So change of something with respect to another thing. So there you have it. If you like this video, please subscribe. Also like the video for more content. Thank you.